Good morning, everybody, or afternoon by the time I'm posting this, but I just received my email from Criterion Collection announcing the titles for October 2025, and I figured, hey, why don't I look at them for the first time on camera and give you guys my reaction and thoughts? So, let's jump into it. We're just going to go through this email for the first time together. So, Criterion Collection released their October titles. They always release, I don't know, somewhere between 4 or 5 new movies, and they give us like a 3-month, 4-month advance notice. But this is perfect because usually what they release in October, there is a 24-hour flash sale usually in October, and you can pick up some of these titles. And then November is the next Barnes & Noble 50% off sale. So anything you don't get in the flash sale, you can pick up in November. So there's usually some pretty good titles for October. So let's take a look at them. I like to skip past this whole bio thing, but okay. History of Violence, David Cronenberg, Viggo Mortensen movie. I actually haven't seen this movie. I used to own it on DVD though, and I just never got around to watching it. So I need to get into some Cronenberg stuff. I know he's very popular in the collection. He's done Scanners and Videodrome. And there's a few others in the collection. So, History of Violence, that's cool. Makes me kind of want to check it out. I think the cover art looks pretty unique, pretty interesting there. Let me know what you guys think of History of Violence. Okay. Deep Crimson. Let's see. What is this? 1996? Yeah, I'm not familiar with this movie. Arturo Ripstein. I guess let's click on it and see. One of the peaks of subversive Mexican director Arturo Ripstein's cinema of outsiders, this deliriously perverse portrait of obsessive love dares audiences to see the humanity in the most sordid of anti-heroes. Wow, I cannot talk. I just had my first cup of coffee, so I'm kind of waking up still. Yeah, I'll have to look more into this movie down the line, but looks interesting. The art looks fun. I love when they do, I don't know, painterly style covers, so that's fun. Altered States, another one I'm not familiar with. Ken Russell directed, 1980. Whoops, got a spoiler. Son of a bitch. Seen them all. Okay, click on it. Altered States. We've got the ultimate cinematic head trip of the 1980s. British renegade Ken Russell's first Hollywood film, adapted by the legendary screenwriter Paddy Chayefsky. Well, William Hurt. I like William Hurt. Psychedelic supernova of out there imagery that encompasses everything from the pagan to the cosmic sublime, culminating in a brainwave blasting battle between the mind and the heart. Sounds like my kind of movie. I'm into that. Ken Russell. Remind me what else he's done. Women in Love. 1969. I'm not familiar with Women in Love. Is this spine number? What spine number is this? Does it say? Am I not seeing it? Does it not say what the spine number is when you're on the Criterion website? Oh, God, right there. 916. Okay, so it's not... It was sort of came out like 5 or 6 years ago in the collection. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Women in Love. That's something I've never... I feel like I've never seen that in the stores. Okay, cool. Interesting. Altered States. Looking forward to that one. That definitely sounds like... I mean, the cover art is sweet. I love those adventurous visual kind of movies, so this should be a good one. I'll probably blind buy it. Seems to be the most interesting one so far to me. Okay, Nightmare Alley. Looks like, based on this, it's going to be a digipack. I'm assuming this is the Guillermo del Toro Nightmare Alley, which I wasn't like the biggest fan of. I do love the first Nightmare Alley, the 1949. When did that one come out? 1947 Nightmare Alley. This is definitely one of my favorite films in the collection and something I recommend greatly to people. So I'm a huge fan of the original Nightmare Alley. I guess it makes sense that they're going to put the Del Toro Nightmare Alley in the collection. There's quite a bit of Del Toro already in the collection, and Nightmare Alley's already in it. So the cover art looks cool. I mean, I'm a fan of Del Toro's, practical makeup, and I'm a fan of him as a person and the passion he puts into his projects, but I feel like for the most part his movies, they almost get there for me, but I'm not like the biggest Del Toro fan. Pan's Labyrinth being an obvious favorite of mine of his, but Nightmare Alley I just felt it was lacking a lot of the original personality and the quick, fast nature of that first movie. It's just a bit long and drawn out for me. So I don't know. I probably won't pick it up. I was gonna say it might be worth revisiting, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay. So Eyes Without a Face. This is already in the collection. I'm assuming this is the 4K. This is a movie from 1960 and is often considered, one of the scariest movies ever made, at least from its time period. And I haven't seen this one either, so, I mean, most of these movies I haven't seen so far. This is one I've wanted to pick up maybe for a while, but I don't know if it's one I want to own so much as just want to at least watch one time in my life. So I'll probably check this out at some point. But, yeah, this is a very interesting and crazy concept for a movie, though. But I'll quickly read you the synopsis here. So, his secluded chateau in the French countryside, a brilliant obsessive doctor attempts a radical plastic surgery to restore the beauty of his daughter's disfigured countenance at a horrifying price. Eyes Without a Face, directed by the supremely talented, is a rare horror cinema for its odd mixture of the ghastly and the lyrical, and it has been a major influence on the genre in the decades since its release. There are images here of terror, of gore, of inexplicable beauty that once seen are never forgotten. Yeah. Any fans in the audience? Moving on. Okay, Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, David Lynch. This is going to be a 4K, I'm assuming, because this is already in the collection as well. 1992, the year I was born. And David Lynch, of course. This is the only David Lynch Criterion film I don't own. I own the rest. But I didn't watch Twin Peaks, the TV show. I've just seen most of David Lynch's film work, but I know there are a lot of fans of it. I assume you have to see the show to watch the movie, but I don't know. Maybe you could just watch the movie. I'm not really sure. Someone let me know in the comments, because if you feel like the movie works on its own, maybe I'll pick it up. I tried watching this series a couple years ago, and I had a really hard time. I mean, just the time commitment of it. It was difficult to commit to, and so I don't know. I should give Twin Peaks a chance, the series. Maybe at some point I will, but it feels daunting for me as of right now. I also know it's like come back a couple of times. There's a few spin-offs, and there's this movie. So it feels like a lot to tackle, but someone let me know if I should watch Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me without seeing the TV show. That would actually be helpful information for me, because I love David Lynch. I would love to check out the movie. Well, another David Cronenberg, and this is... Oh, I thought this would be a Janus Contemporary. No, that's a Criterion. Why does it look kind of strange? It doesn't have like the C in the top corner or like that little banner at the bottom, but it does say Criterion. What the hell? Criterion Premieres. Whoa, is that a new label? Because yeah, I know that the Shrouds was just put on the Criterion channel. It was like it's a brand new David Cronenberg film that just was released and had its premiere like last week, I think. So I don't know if that means that Criterion is just going to be like, if Criterion produced this film. I haven't done any research on it, but if Criterion produced this film and now they're just going to release it as their own sub-label but not a part of the Criterion collection, that's a little strange, but at the same time kind of cool, I guess. I would have assumed, yeah, that it would be a Janus Contemporary. But let's read. Maybe we got something here. Criterion Premieres is a selection of new theatrical films presented on Blu-ray and DVD, released in association with the Criterion Collection. Okay, so this is going to be the first initial release of the Shrouds on physical media. So it's part of the Criterion Premieres category. That's cool. Cronenberg, Vincent Cassel is in this. It looks like Diane Kruger from Inglourious Bastards, Guy Pearce, and Sandrine Holt, who I'm unfamiliar with. this could be an interesting one. I'm curious what well, here's the price point. So it's going to be similar with the Janus Contemporaries, which means during the 50% off sales, this will only be $15 to pick up. So that's kind of cool. Well, there you go. Well, if you're a Cronenberg fan, there's 2 Cronenbergs coming out with the October release. It does feel like there's kind of a theme. You got Nightmare Alley, Eyes Without a Face, Twin Peaks. Like, there's a lot of horror adjacent type of stuff going on, which is good for the month of October with Halloween. Altered States looks like it could be a bit of a horror film. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I think that's a pretty solid, a pretty solid release slate. Nothing that I've really seen too much of. Like I said, Nightmare Alley is the only film I've actually seen from this list, so a lot of new stuff, which I'm totally cool with. I like checking out new movies in the Criterion Collection. I like when there's a list of stuff that I've never really heard of and I can kind of get excited about. I think Altered State sounds like the most exciting out of that initial batch. So I'll look into that one a little bit, but it pretty quickly sold me on it, just the visual and the very brief description that I read. So, but yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the October slate, and which ones are you going to be picking up, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next video.